I think we are live. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right, we are live. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. Hope you guys had a productive weekend as well as an overall productive week altogether. As you guys can see, I'm going to be jingling a little bit. I have a Christmas sweater on. Went to church today, and hung out just with my roommates and stuff like that. Got some work done. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right to it. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. Thank you guys again for all those that were waiting so patiently. I apologize a little bit for the delay. Just had to get something ready on the back end. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And if you guys are joining us for the first time, I do want to thank you guys. We're a networking group, Tech Solutions. We have a little bit over 60,000 members within our networking platform. We would love to be a part of your success. It's a free networking group. It's the second link in the description for those that are interested. On our Sunday Stock Talk, which is this video that you're watching right now, every week on a Sunday we come together and I answer people that tune in live, their questions, and then I talk about the top stocks that I'm looking at this week. So I hope that you guys are excited. The time goes by pretty quickly if you're joining us live. If you're watching the video, then you're going to see the time kind of go by, but it's up to you. So thank you guys again, and let's go ahead and I'm going to start answering some of the questions. So let's go ahead and check that out, and let's see. There we go. What's going on? What's going on? All right, so we got Joel, we got Josh, we got Crazy, Sarter, Caleb. What's going on, guys? Thank you guys again for tuning in. What's going on? Angel, hope everything is good. Yep. Alrighty. So we got everyone tuning in. All right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and get right to it. I hope that you guys are all super pumped for this week. I always look forward to Mondays, or I always look forward to Mondays because of trading. The market opens, new opportunity. If you guys didn't do so good last week, let's make sure that we focus on 3 things this week, and it's something that we focus on as much as possible, and I try to repeat after time, and that's, make sure that you guys plan out your trades. Don't take any positions based on impulse or something that you don't really understand. I see that a lot of people have been doing very well, but then also because they do so well, they think that they understand everything. They go in and then they lose exponential amounts of money, and that's one of the biggest things. Don't jump into a position if you don't understand the risk. So make sure that you manage your risk along the week, and just keep it consistent. If nothing, it's like finding a deal. So again, keeping it very simple. So if you see a car and it's a potential good flip, because the margin is worth it and because you can buy and sell it for more, look for a good deal. Same with these stocks. Make sure that every single stock that you are choosing to invest your hard-earned money, even if it's $1 up to tens of thousands of dollars, regardless of what it is. We work really hard for our money, and you should only be buying good deals. At least that's how I look at it. So I hope that can guide you guys in the right direction. But yeah, let's jump right on it. Looks like we got. All right, there we go. Gonna start closing out my screen. I'm gonna go this way so you guys can still see me. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, let's do it. So now you guys should be able to see my screen, and there is no question. Let me turn that off real quick. There's no question that I've been talking about DGAS, right? DGAS was one of our top stocks about 2 weeks ago. Last week, we were kind of looking for UGAS to start showing signs of reversal, but nothing yet. It's not showing any signs of reversal. So is it a good buy? I continue to get the same question. Guys, I'm investing in UGAS, and I don't think it's a good buy. And the reason, not now. The reason why is, and I'm doing this is all about sharing my best practices and sharing my mistakes. Let me cover something that's very simple. So I'm going to do a 90-day analysis. It should be popping up real quick. And a pattern, right? It's never 100%, but it's a descending pattern, meaning that it's trending down, and that, you see how it bounces, and then, peaks out, makes new lows, peaks out, makes new lows. It always tends to bounce. Even if we go on the 1-year analysis, it has a very consistent pattern of having sell-offs and then bouncing back up, sell-offs and bouncing back up. So with that being said, looking at this on the 1-year analysis, whoa, this one went a little bit too far back. 180-day analysis. All right, let's see if this can go. Wow, it's lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. If you guys could see, that's this descending pattern, right? So with this descending pattern, it continues to make new lows. So based on that pattern, you would assume that yes, it is going to cover. But again, is this a market where we want to assume? No. The mistake that I made is this on this 180-day analysis, I did not wait for the confirmation and the break above the 180-day EMA. That's that blue line that you see right there. The MACD indicators, indicating that it's almost a buy. The RSI is indicating that it's, oversold. There's no question about that. I do think that UGAZ is at a very low point. But again, when it comes down to good deals, waiting for the confirmation, at least in my experience, it's always best and it's always the most safe to wait for the confirmation and wait for it to, as you guys can see right here, when it broke above the EMA on the 180-day, it trended up, it peaked out. You could see that it was kind of peaking out with the MACD and the RSI. Great, you sell. Same thing right here, broke above the EMA, continued to trend up, peaked out, RSI, MACD wasn't very effective there, and then it, went below the EMA. So that could be an indicator, right? So all I'm waiting for is the EMA is right around 689. Set your alerts. It's very simple. Don't take a position if you don't feel comfortable. If there's no confirmation, it doesn't mean that you guys can't take a position. I want you guys to understand that you guys can do whatever it is that you guys want, right? But I think it would be the most smart to wait for the break above, and get the confirmation above that 180-day EMA to make sure that when you're investing your money, that like myself right now, that it's not just sitting there or that you're at a loss. Because right now there's no movement, there's no uptrend. So therefore there's opportunity everywhere else and you're not able to really take advantage of that because of, this that you're not able to take advantage of it because your money's invested here. So very quickly, again, waiting for the break above the 180-day EMA. I personally think that this thing can hit anywhere from around $8.80 to $9. So if we do the math, based on where it currently stands right now at around $6.50, from $6.50 to about $9, that offers about 38% potential for profit. That's pretty huge. So if you think about investing, $10,000, that's $3,800 potential for profit from lowest point to highest point because of this descending pattern. I don't think that it can hit highs of above $10 like it did last time. I think it's going to continue trending down, but I don't think there's a question that it could break above $8 and then, maybe almost hit $9 and stuff like that. So 38%, that's huge. We're waiting for the confirmation, and until then, it's inverse, which is DGAS, is the one that is continuing to trend up. Looks like it's somewhat hitting a resistance. Do you see that double top at around $36? Something to consider, but if, again, it doesn't break below the 180-day EMA, and if it continues to hold above it, then the swing trade continues, and that's the easiest way that I can put it. I do want to talk about one that was very active last week, especially on Friday. If you're part of the mentorship, you would have seen my call out on XXII. We got the confirmation. It was what we were waiting for. If you guys watched last week's Sunday Stock Talk, we were waiting for the break above $2.50. We got that confirmation on Friday. So what does that mean? It's holding above 250. It's trending up. It's recovering, and that's huge. I took a very small position, and I was not able to add more to my position just because of some distractions that I had on Friday. That was my fault. I'm up on it right now. I want to be obviously a little bit more invested in XXII because of this pattern that it's showing. But the easiest way that I can break it down is it's done this before. So if we look at this 180-day analysis and focus on this margin, we called out the support perfectly. And I know I have a bunch of videos, especially our Sunday Stock Talks. If you guys watch maybe a Sunday Stock Talk that I made almost a month ago, you guys would have seen that it was trending down from where it peaked out at. And since it was trending down, again, holding below the EMA, we looked at the previous support at $2. Where is this most likely going to bounce? At $2. But again, nothing is 100% certain. So what I did was I set my alert for $2.10. And the reason why is it was at $2. I wanted to catch it when it was trending up and it broke above the EMA. And ever since then, it's been trending up from 210, 220, 230, a lot of consolidation at 240. And we were waiting for that break of resistance right here at 250. And on Friday, we got that confirmation. That's great. So what's now to happen? As XXII, obviously Friday was a very active day. One thing that I would expect is a pullback. But I want the $2.50 support to act as an actual support. Do you know what I mean? That it pulls up, and then when it pulls back, it consolidates and holds above $2.50. That's a valid support, not when it pushes up above 250 and then drops right back down to $2. So we're waiting for the validation of the support at 250. If there's not a bunch of hype behind XXI, it will pull back, and then we'll see that consolidation and then that continuous uptrend pattern. Easiest way that I can put it is when it did it last time. It pushed up, pulled back a little bit, wasn't that far away from the EMA, and then continued that uptrend, pulled back, validated the support 250. Do you guys see that? It doesn't have to bounce at exactly 250, but you just have to see that price action. Sometimes you have to give it 1 or 2 days. And then again, consolidated, pushed back up, and then that's when it started trending back down. That's what I want to see as it's, repeating this pattern. It repeated its pattern for $2, broke the $2.50 resistance. We're up on the swing trade, but not enough, I think, realistically. I wanted to be a little bit more invested, anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000, and I'm definitely not invested that much into XXI. So I just wanted to call it out. Keep your eyes on it. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys, and kind of hear what you guys have to say about that one. So all right, so there's a couple people that are saying that the video is lagging. You commenting that doesn't do anything. I'm sorry. I've called my internet provider, so I'll get that fixed by the next time that we go live. But again, your comment doesn't do anything. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, everyone keeps bringing this one up. TOPS. So TOPS is not one that I actively trade. I think this chart does the talking itself. It does so many different reverse stock splits to stay relevant, and I think it's one of the most infamous stocks out there. DCIX, TOPS, these are all worthless companies. Yes, you can make a large amount of money with these pump and dumps, right? But if that's something that you're looking for, then that's a completely different style that I personally trade. And I think the reason that you guys are looking at this is because on Thursday or Friday during pre-market hours, it pushed up really high from 40 cents all the way up to $6.64, so almost double, and then it pulled right back down. Again, if that's something that you're comfortable investing in, great. That's not my style. I don't think a lot of new traders will see a lot of form of success. I think if we do more, fundamental understanding of what it is that you're investing in, understanding the patterns, this all has to do with hype. It's very difficult for new traders to understand, and a lot of manipulation takes place. I don't think that new traders have their, own really eye for value to be able to decide that, hey, maybe TOPS is a good buy because they're not quick enough to pull the trigger. Does that make sense? So that's why I personally never talk about TOPS. Okay. All right, so VSTM. Let's go ahead and cover that. This is one that someone else is calling out. Okay, very low, no. Let's see. Okay. So not that bad of a pattern. We can see on this 180-day chart that it has a continuous uptrend pattern, but do you see when it has these sell-offs? And I like those. The reason that I like those is because it offers the most potential. And what I mean by that is, it does this, upward trend, pushes up, pulls back, consolidates, and then pushes right back up again, pulls back, pushes up. Right now it's on the rise, and if you could see it, it has continuously made new highs. So it went from this high to this high to this high. So you would expect it to make new highs again. So yeah, I don't think there's any question with this one. Again, I think that this one is a little bit more on the side for like intermediate traders. So for those that are just starting, this might not be the best starting point, because if this thing pulls back to its support that it has at $3 from its current price point, that's still a pretty decent chunk of change to lose, right? 30 to 40%. With that being said, obviously the upside potential is that much greater as well. So if you're willing to, take the risk and you know how to manage your risk, then yes, I do see potential when it comes down to VSTM. So thank you again for calling that one out. Alrighty. So, all right, CHFS. Oh. Alrighty. All right, so we got a descending pattern here. It did a reverse stock split. CHF Solutions. I don't know anything about this company. I already don't like the pattern. It's a descending pattern, so I think it's even more risky because on the other ones that are like ascending uptrend pattern that have huge waves, they recover, right? They tend to pick back up. This is a descending pattern. It shows no sign of recovery. So with that being said, I don't think that there's a lot of potential here. I can see maybe why it is that you're calling it out. Looks like on Friday after market hours, it had a very nice push. So again, if the volume continues, then yes, again, volume is everything with these lower cap volatile stocks. Obviously, within the past 30 days, it's had a huge push, exponential amounts of percentage, right, of over 500%. So if you're willing to take that risk for the potential reward, just know that there's huge risk involved as well when it comes down to losing money and investing in stocks like this. So yeah, but that's really just it. I'm going to go ahead and cover one or two more. Let's see, where is it? I believe it was CY. There we go. So CY was one that we called out midweek. It was one of my top stocks this week, and we got the confirmation when it broke above $15. And I'm just going to break it down very quickly on why. I think it's very simple to see this ascending uptrend pattern, so it's trending up, and that's usually what I look for. I look for a reputable or consistent pattern where it shows consistent signs of an upward trend, or a horizontal pattern, kind of like it did before. Do you see the low points and the high points? It's very easy to identify the low points, the high points, where to buy, where to sell, how to wait for the confirmation, being patient, writing it up, and being able to lock in 16%. That's huge, right? With that margin of profit that it has. Now, previous resistance, as you guys could see, it would normally peak out at about $15, and then the support would be at 13. It made a new margin. So now it's from 15 to 17. This is the support and resistance. It validated the support just like we called it out. One of our traders within our mentorship group exposed me to this stock. We broke it down together, and he saw great value, and great for him. He's been doing very well with it, and he's investing in something that he understands. He found the stock itself, and again, we build that foundation for you, and once you have that foundation built, it's much easier for you to understand what you're investing in. So it's still holding above the EMA. It's still trending up. The margin of profit. It looks like the MACD indicator is indicating somewhat of a downtrend. Do you guys see that? So as the RSI, a little bit of a pullback, potential for a pullback. So let me go a little bit further back and see how this thing normally reacts. Yeah, it looks like it is. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, so we could see that it is pulling back a little bit, hit somewhat of a resistance around 1550. It did push up a little bit above that, but started to pull back up, which can be great. And the reason that I say that this can be great is because knowing that CY, right, it offers this margin. This is how I look at it, and you guys don't have to treat it like this. It offers this margin from 15 to 17, 15 being the low end. We got the confirmation that that is a valid support. So because of this pullback, so we got the confirmation that it's picking up, right? And as it pushed up, there's always these pullbacks on swing trades, right? And being able to catch the low points on these swing trades, I think if it drops down to $15.20, and then we go maybe with, instead of going in 100% of our position there, or 100% of our portfolio, so if you have $10,000 and you go in with $10,000 at $15.20, that might be really good if it starts to pick back up. But if it doesn't and it continues to trend down, then you're out of luck, right? I think a much smarter technique that I've personally used and that a lot of people within our mentorship have used is, it hit highs of 1550. It's showing signs of a pullback. That's great. Once it starts to indicate somewhat of an upward trend, maybe around 1520, 1530, whatever the case may be, it's still above $15, which is still according to its pattern. I can add 25, I can take a 25% position. So I'll take $2,500, right, on my first position. And then once it breaks above maybe 1550, I'll add another 2,500. Then when it breaks 16, I'll add the remaining $5,000. And then with that being said, I'm adding to my position as CY continues this uptrend pattern. And as it continues this uptrend pattern, I begin to build more confidence on this specific stock because I'm understanding the pattern and that it's continuously growing. I'm investing in a company as it continues to grow rather than going all in and hoping for the best. Does that make sense? I hope that it does. And I think that could be a very effective strategy. So CY showing good sides of upward potential, and just wanted to talk about that one very quickly. Another one that one of our traders called out within our group. So we got Evan. He just called out I'll do my due diligence on that one right now. Give me 1 second and I'll break it down for you right now. So one of the things about BZUN, this one within our mentorship call, he scanned for it, he found it himself, and let me go ahead and break it down for you, and then I'll do one more, and then that should be it. So this is the 180-day pattern. It did have an ascending uptrend pattern until it hit that resistance at about $35. Now it kind of has these like low points. Do you guys see that? At around low points at around like 25. Somewhat of a resistance here at around like $30, and then from 30, this is the real margin, from $30 to $35. This is a horizontal pattern. Do you guys see this? It usually bounces there, peaks out there, bounces there, peaks out there. It pulled back a little bit more than it normally does, just like it did last time, so it broke that margin, but it still held above the $25 support. Bounced back up, and now it's trending back up to, it hit $30. It's consolidating there. So this is something to possibly keep your eyes on, from $30 to, the potential upside of 35. Again, its previous resistance is about 16 to almost 17% potential for profit. If you have $10,000 within 1 to 2 weeks, that could be $1,700 if it plays out according to plan and you manage your risk accordingly. So just another stock to potentially look at. It's already confirming it broke above the 180-day EMA. So do you guys can see that, it broke above the 180-day EMA. It's trending back up and it's holding above $30. Be patient. Wait for it to consolidate. It pushed way above the EMA line. It's probably going to pull back a little bit. Give it time. Just keep your eyes on it. Once you feel comfortable, you can start adding to your position if you see value, and if you don't, you definitely don't have to trade it. So one of the ones that Evan within our mentorship group called out is NVDA. So again, this is me giving my opinion on these specific stocks. They're not any suggestions or anything of that sort. So I hope that you guys understand that, and I'm always here trying to just at least give my own input. So alrighty. Okay, so NVDA definitely trending up. Had a huge pullback. Wow, huge pullback to about $1,880, and it's trending up. Do you guys see that pattern? Do you see when it has these sell-offs? People think like, oh man, when everyone starts to sell, this is how I look at it, and I think many of you guys look at it the same way. You look at it big picture, and it's an ascending uptrend pattern. It's growing, right? It's a growing company. With that being said, when it pulls back, when everyone starts to sell, and you're not initially invested in the company itself just yet, right? So let's say it peaked out to $160 and it had this huge sell-off. You're not an investor for NVDA just yet, but then you see that, hey, look, it bounced at $140, which is somewhat of a previous resistance, and then it broke back again above the 180-day EMA. It's trending back up. So it's a continuous uptrend pattern. It had a pullback, and it broke again above the 180-day EMA. It's showing an uptrend pattern. So the potential for this thing to continue to run, I got it at a good deal, and I waited for the confirmation. That's great. Now look at this. Previous resistance at $180. Do you see when it was trending up? There's some consolidation right here. Broke above, almost hit highs of 220. Had a sell-off, right? Validated the support at 180 and is now trending up. Holding above the 180-day EMA, you can be patient. You can wait till it breaks above $200, whatever it is that you feel comfortable investing. But yes, there is a cup and handle form. Not even a cup and handle. It's just a little sell-off. It's building like a little cup, and we can see that recovery. You can wait for the confirmation. You can manage your risk, set up an entry point, exit point, stop loss, what you're waiting for your confirmation, and just have an understanding of what you're investing in. But yeah, I think it's very simple to break that down. So I'm going to do one more breakdown for someone within the group, and I'm going to do Angel. So Angel, the reason I'm going to do his is because he did his own due diligence when he shouted it out. So HIMX, looking for a small pullback to 1010, waiting to see for an uptrend, could hold. Okay, I like that. HIMX. I like it. And it looks like I've done my own due diligence here before. Do you guys see that? That's so funny. Support, validated that, peaked up. Okay, so now we're waiting for, so Angel, I'm going to wait till you answer. So if you can do me the favor, when would you consider buying HIMX? So while you're typing that in, I'm going to give my own opinion. As it's having this sell-off, right, there is no confirmation just yet that it's recovering. It's a solid uptrend pattern. It has sell-offs. It recovers. There is no signs of an uptrend pattern just yet. from $10 to its highs of $14. I agree. It offers nearly 40% potential for profit, which is enormous. But is it the smartest thing to do to invest right now on the technical side? We could see some consolidation here at 1050, but it's a continuous downward trend pattern. It's still holding below the EMA. Yes, it is at previous supports at around 10 to 1050, but there is no confirmation. The MACD indicator, I do agree. It is starting to curve back down. The RSI is indicating that it's oversold. A lot of indication that, but being patient and waiting for the confirmation is one of the big things. So I'm actually going to add this one to my watch list because I actually really do see value in it, and I'm going to add it to my swing trade. I'm going to set my alert to see if this thing drops below $10 because I want to make sure that I'm kept up to date. And if I'm kept up to date, then great. But if I'm not, then with that being said, I don't have to do anything else. And I can wait for this thing to break above $11. If it really starts to recover and I follow up with it when my alert goes off and I can see that it's trading above the 180-day EMA and it's actually recovering and holding above it for a number of days, then being able to capture out of that, what was that, 17%? Oh no, nearly 40%. So out of that 40%, if I'm able to capture even 10% of that, that's huge, especially within a 1 week range. That's huge. An extra, $1,000, an extra, depending on how much it is that you invest, right? Focus on quality, not quantity, and invest when you get that confirmation and it's an active trend, upward trending stock. It's, I think, pretty simple to understand, and I hope that you guys can get it. So, all right, can you guys let me know if I'm back? Can you guys let me know? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Really am. All right, so I think it says that I'm back. So I truly want to apologize, and I hope that when it came down to me telling people when they're saying that it's lagging and stuff like that, that didn't come off wrong. I truly don't like the videos lagging, but when it comes down to my internet provider here in my location, there's only one that I'm able to use, and they've taken forever to come and upgrade my internet. So with that being said, I'm going to try my best to get it done by next week. And I do want to thank you guys. So there's a couple people that were going back and forth that are saying that we're even lucky that I'm doing this for free on YouTube every week. I want you guys to understand that I swear, I love doing this. I love how we can come together as a group, and this is, I guess, like a little nerdy, but I love how we can come together, hundreds of us and a couple thousand of us by 24 hours, come together to learn and prepare for this upcoming week. It's a true blessing that I'm able to have this impact on people. So I just want to thank you guys for everything it is that you guys do. If you guys can do me the biggest favor, and if you guys enjoy these videos and want me to continue to do them and want my internet to be better speeds or better quality, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, as it truly allows me and gives me a better understanding that you guys enjoy these videos. And there's no question about that. But yeah, and also if you guys can do me the biggest favor is for every single position that you guys are about to take, please plan out your trades. I understand an entry point, where you're going to buy in, where you're going to sell, and where you're going to cut your losses. At least have an understanding. Don't go in blind. I can't stress that enough. I'm sure everyone within our networking group can tell you how important that is, and you should have some form of expectation of what your outcome should be. If you don't, then you're investing blind, and if you get lucky, then great. But again, this is not a market where you get lucky long term. So thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives in your success. And just like when it comes down to like what it is that we do. And I think that you guys saw it in today's video. If you guys watched today's video, I'm sorry that a lot of people got turned off by what it is that we did. So it was my first video that dealt with affiliate marketing. And I think it had to do because it has to do with my course. I can make a number of videos on how I've used affiliate marketing before, if that's something that you guys want me to do. But it was, I guess, more directly related to those that are part of my course already and how they can make $100 a day by referring their friends and stuff like that. So I'm sorry that came off as, not the best, but I want you guys to know that because people are already paying for the course, I just wanted them to understand how to maximize everything it is that we offer for them. So that was just, again, I'm sorry that you guys got turned off by that. But one thing that I did notice this week is that I was really just reconsidering kind of like what TechBuds is, where it's going, and because we're all over the place, right? We invest in multiple markets. A lot of people are now recognizing me. I have a lot of big, car pages reaching out to me saying that they love what it is that I'm doing by, this buying and reselling of, supercars and exotic cars and motorcycles, and they want to network with me. When it comes down to different members within our group being so diverse and investing in cryptocurrencies and all these different markets, TechBuds Solutions is definitely a networking platform for motivated individuals with no borders. And what I mean by that is we're not just restricted to one market, but we try to see value and invest time and money in every single market out there. And I think that's a beautiful thing. We're truly breaking every border out there. And if it's a market that we understand, that we see value in, then why not be able to capitalize on it in every single market? And with that being said, I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're turned off by that idea, then that's who we are. We're entrepreneurs, we're investors, and we find new ways on how to make money. And stock market is a great way to be able to do that if you have money to be able to invest, but it doesn't take all day. So I'm someone that tries to maximize my time and everything it is that I do. So that's why I find multiple markets that I love, that I understand, and that I'm profitable in. And yeah. So thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about my course and how I can work with you on a one-on-one basis, learn more about it. It's the first link. Give me some tips and tricks on how you think I can make it better, and I would love to be a part of your success. In the course, I cover investing in the stock market. Obviously, that's the main thing, but also how I bought my first house and series of properties by age 20, and then the buying and reselling of cars and motorcycles. There's no question that I think that this is the most jam-packed course out there because of all the markets and value that we provide. But again, I know it's a selected few that could pay for the course. It's just I invest, my time daily to these individuals, and I want to make sure that it's mutual, benefit, right? So thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. I've said that again so many times, but I truly do appreciate it. I hope that you guys all have an amazing, and festive Christmas or holiday season, and just continue doing what it is that you guys love. That's the easiest way that I can put it. So take it easy, guys, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. We'll see you guys tomorrow at Market Open.